Hello friends and welcome to this video on Comfyui without headaches. So basically we are going to talk about a workflow designer from a company called GenVR.ai. So all you need to do is open this site GenVR.ai and you can just do get started here. Right. So GenVR provides a dedicated workflow designers where you can design your workflows, you can explore workflows. So it's pretty similar to a comfy UI, right? So let's open up a workflow designer. So as you can see, you can basically add any tool that you need, right? You can add inputs, outputs. These are all of the tools which GenVR provides. So first, let's look at some of the tools, some of the models, some of the tools which GenVR has, right? So for that, I will go to this view all products. So GenVR basically provides you more than 270 models into different categories. You have image generation models, editing models, video gen models, agents, 3D generation models, control nets, swap utilities, video utilities, video generation templates, audio, chat, etc. So basically you can make use of any model. So Google Nano Banana is also there, ByteDance, Seed Dream, Dremina, Runways Gen 4, Coin Image, Image Gen 4, Ideograms version 3, Stable Diffusion 3.5, DALI, Chat GPT's GPT-1, Flux models, you get Recraft, you get NVIDIA Sena, FreePix, F-Lite, Flux Dev, all of these standard models. So more than 30 different best of the class image models are available on GenVR. Then you can even edit those tools. So these are all the editing tools, like it can remove objects, you can erase stuff out of an image using Braya AI, fine grain eraser, de-age, background change, background replace, cartoonify, do color corrections, change the expression, do face enhancements. For face enhancements you have code former model, GFP GAN, you have face enhancement using flux here, face realism, hair change, professional shots, you have style transfer, stylizations, photo makeovers, photo maker, instant ID, you have interior design tools, you have product shots, you have some post processing effects, you have text removal tools, daytime change, weather effects, filters, and image refiners, right? In video, GenVR provides a list of the best in class video models. So from Google VO3 to ByteDance, SeedDance 1 to Minimax Celua 2.0, Moon Valleys, Mary, LTX video. You have all the standard models as WAN 2.2 is also enabled. Kling 2.1 Master, Standard, Pro, Pixverse 4.5, Minimax models, Runways Gen 4, Kling 1.6 Standard, Kling 1.6 Pro. You have Hunyan's videos models, Frame Pack, Step Videos, Video 1 Directors, Google's VO3, VO2, Luma, Ray 2 Flash, and all of those models. You even have Pika installed here. Some of the older models from Pixverse are also there. uh, Maggie, Vido, you have the latest Q1 model, you also have their older version models, right? And even LTX models are also there, right? You also have 3D generation models where GenVR provides you Hunyan 2.1 Trellis panorama generator, their Genorama, which is a 3D animation designer using AI. We'll cover that in some of the latest videos. This video is mostly about their workflow designer. You have Tripo 3D 2.5. So all the best 3D models are also put there. Then you have the standard control net, that is scribble to image, Canny, Pose, depth HD map control net preprocessors are also there, right? Some of the swap utilities, so for example you can swap faces in an image, that is face swap. You can do virtual try-ons, garment transfer, material transfers. You have easels virtual try-on, you have easels fashion photo shoot also available here, right? So all of the best garment transfers or face swap models, so transfer models are basically available. Then you can even run image editing models like Google Nano Banana, this is Flux Redux Dev, in painting models, Quen image edit. You have the segmentation models, Gemini Flash 2. So this is not 2.5, this is 2, right? This is also there. Then Step 1 edit, ByteDance seed edit. Some of the upscalers like Topaz upscaler, Recraft upscalers, Ideogram upscalers, Ideogram character, which is very good in making consistent characters. Then you have Context Dev, Context Pro, Context Max, GPT Edit, ByteDance, Bagel. You have reframing images using the Luma model. You have Photopia, which is an open source variant of Photoshop, also integrated in the toolkit. You have instant character from Tencent, avatar generator. Then you have all the editing and lip sync on videos as well. Like Runway LF is integrated. You can use stable avatar, Creatify lip sync lip sync to multi-talk lip sync. You have latent sync, ByteDance, OmniHuman. You have Eco Mimic version 3, right? So these are all of the lip syncing utilities. This is expression transfer, uh, video background remover using Braya and using a normal model. You have Topaz upscalers, Runway upscalers, Runways Act 2, Runways LF, video upscaler, Audio, Think Sound. So these are basically tools which can add audio onto a video, right? Then you have face restore, segmentation, sonic model, hummingbird lip sync, Kling's lip sync, modify video from Luma. So this works as a competitor to Runway LF. You have Luma's reframe video, Minimax object remover, and a way to create mask video generator, right? So all of these are, some of the utilities for video gen, right? These are all the templates. So these are some of the effects like French kissing, slice therapy, bloom magic. You can do you basically run some person on a fashion ramp walk, etc. Some of the effects are very romantic, like hugging and kissing and these kind of things. Some of them are quite funny, like this is a Hulk transformation effect, this is a Captain America effect, and this is basically romantic lift, sweet proposal, cheek kiss, dynasty dress, Squid Games, Muscle Search, Kiss Me AI, Cakeify, Balloonify, all of these 39 different. So these are some of the standard effects, right? That are there. Then you can even talk to different LLMs in this model. Like for example, we have an impersonator tool, which is a character chat tool. You have Llamas 4, DeepSeek's R1, OpenAI's O3, Grok 5, Grok 3, and Grok 4, uh, Claude 4, Opus, and Claude Sonnet 4. You have GPT-5, right? You have Gemini 2.5 Pro, and you have Quen 3 235B. So the best models from Alibaba, Google, Anthropic, and all of these are integrated here. And you even have the audio models, right? So for example, you can generate text to speech using Chatterbox, DRTTS, Minimax Speed 2HD. You have some sound effect generator from 11 Labs, Google's Lyria 2, and this is also Cartesia is another good company which does text to speech, and this is a text to music generator which generates songs like Suno Audio is. So in total, GenVR provides you a bunch of 270 plus models, the best models available in the industry, be it in image gen, video gen, 3D, audio, everything out there, right? And this is how the workflow designer basically looks like. It's very simple. You can just right click here and just add a tool. So here I will just add a simple image generator, right? So this is the first video, so I'm going to cover the very basics here, right? So this is a flux dev model that I added. Now I just need to add an input to this and an output to this. Here I will be just connecting it with a prompt box, and here I will be just connecting it with an output. And here in the prompt I will write man swims. I can run the entire workflow by pressing this run button, or I can run the individual components as well, right? So let's run this workflow and see. So as we can see, the video is basically generated here, right? Now I will show you some complicated workflows that have been designed using GenVR. So GenVR provides you a workflow exploration page. Some of them have been created by very established designers, and so for example, we would be going through this fashion visualizer workflow, right? So as you can see, what this does is, now the best part in the UI is you can expand it to make a very big workflow. So as you can see, the screen is now expanded. You can add 120 to 150 components in one workflow, right? And that enables you to make very big and very complicated workflow, and it the screen expands to a very large size. So here what we did is, it this workflow, what it does is, it takes a garment. So this is the garment image that I took, and this is the girl's image that I took, and we applied a fashion try on element to it. So what it does is, it takes the model image, garment image, and the dress category, which is set to be automatic, and here this basically creates a garment transfer on this particular girl. After that, we change the background of this particular image, right? I said girl in front of New York street. So there are some interrupt blocks also. So for example, what happens is, when you are running a workflow and all of a sudden you don't like the output, you can interrupt. This interrupt block will stop the execution at that point itself. You can proceed or you can rerun the entire workflow, it's up to you. But this helps in manual interruptions. Basically, you can manually stop the workflows, right? Now this background change, as you can see, it changed the background from you know a garden like background to a New York street, right? And then what I did is, I basically added a video generation prompt, and I used ByteDance Seedance 1 to it, and then this created a 5-second video for me. Now certain stuff are now for example, certain people don't like to see these node based diagrams and all. So you can just switch to a very simple view. So this is a simple view. This is as simple as, it's has all the inputs on the left and all the outputs on the right. So this helps in basically using this as a web application, right? Some people, as I said, don't like to see all these big diagrams and these kind of stuff, right? So they can basically switch to a simple view and just use the workflow as it is. Certain good things is in this workflow designer is, so for example, as I told you, you don't need to run the entire workflow from start to end. I can just say run this particular step, and if the previous steps have been completed, this will run this particular step. Or I can run it one by one, like I can run this component first and then this component and that component, and so on and so forth, right? So it doesn't force me to execute in a particular way. Then there is another good feature is, you can see all the parameters here. So this tells you that, see, this is the seed value, and this is what is supposed to be, this is prompt, this is guidance scale, this is the image size, speed mode, aspect ratio. So it tells you all the different options that you need to put. You see the output format, output quality. So all the standard parameters that are linked to this API are basically viewable in this particular thing. And you can even enter your inputs as a wire. So for example, I connected a wire to this, right? And I inputted like from a wire or from a node based thing. I can even say, hey, just use a form or direct input here. So for example, I can say form input, and I can just say 3:4. This should be my aspect ratio, right? So what it will do is, basically, as you can see, aspect ratio has been this has been made transparent. So this is an indication that it will not take a wire from this, and it is directly inputted a value using the form. And now if you run this, it will give you basis on this particular aspect ratio or whatever form that you have filled, right? So how that helps is, basically, in a lot of workflow designers, right, you don't need to. So as we can see, the aspect ratio has been coming very recently well. right? So in a lot of workflow designers, like even in Comfyui, right, what it does, it has certain parameters where you can input a wire, etc., and certain form inputs, right? Now it's up to it. Here we have provided a choice that it's up to you whether you want to give a form input or a wire based input, right? Then you can even edit these particular names. So for example, this is input 1, right? I can just call it input 5, or I can say prompt. You can give additional details here. And this is a display order, right? So what is it says is, let's say I make a display order here of 3, and I add another box which where I say, here I put a display order of 0, right? So now if I switch to simple mode, the seed will come first and this will come later on. Why it happened is because the display order of this is 3 and this seed is basically 0, right? So if I am to make this as let's say 7, right? Now you will see that prompt is coming first. So it is like a ordering of all these things in a simple mode, right? If you don't want to see a particular input in the simple mode, you can just say this is -1, right? Like for example, I can say this is -1. So any negative thing this will basically ignore. So this seed parameter hasn't come here, right? So this is a way in which I can order my prompts, etc., and all the input parameters that I have, right? And this will show you whether the node has started or not. So this has not been started yet because I just added the seed input, but these three are completed, right? When something is running, it will basically show you that this is running, and you will see this blue running animation on this particular this thing, right? So, and you will also see how many credits each of these models basically take up. So it's very simple. You just have to drag and drop stuff here. I'll show you one more complicated workflows that have been made on this GenVR's platform. So this is a workflow which is a multi-view context, right? So what it does is it takes an input image and it creates left view, side view, top view, right view of that particular image. And what we are doing is we are having different input boxes and a flux context dev model to basically generate multi-view of that particular image. Similarly, so it's as you can see, it's very simple. It's just a node-based designer. You just have to drag and drop stuff, and boom, it just creates something for you, right? Now this is a product video generator workflow. So what we are doing here is we are taking a product image and a description of that particular image. So for example, this was a blank product with no background, nothing else is there. I said car in front of a beach. So this product shot created a car in front of a beach for me. Now this one will, I said 360-degree shot of this, and I put it to ByteDance SeedDance Pro, right? Which and now this is basically created a 360-degree dolly shot of that particular car for me, right? So this is as I said, this is very simple, and as you can see how many credits it took 38 credits for this 5-second video for me. So it's very simple. You just have to drag and drop stuff and connect all the components in a node based setting. Now how this is more beneficial than Comfyui or all this complicated designer is, like in Comfyui for example, you have to it's way more technical, right? This is more like API based calling, right? In Comfyui you need to add VAEs, you need to add all these different settings. It bugs a lot of time you see bugs on Comfyui, right? A lot of times And Comfyui is more on-prem generator, right? So it works on a GPU. You have to buy GPU machines. A lot of time when you are actually designing the workflow, you have to pay the GPU cost. So for example, if I rent a GPU which is $1.5 per hour, right, and run Comfyui workflow on that, so I would be paying $1.5 on an hourly basis even when I'm designing the workflow, right? Here it's only the inferencing that you do is costing. So workflow designing is absolutely free. Only when you run these particular models you will be charged based on that, right? And pricing has been kept very decently in GenVR basically. Second best thing, as I said, it's way less technical, right? So if I show you a Comfyui workflow for FluxDev, so let's see this particular example, Comfyui example for FluxDev. Let's see the node diagrams first. Yeah, this is the node details. So as you can see, clip text and code, latent image, VAE loader, UNet loader, random noise, VAE decode. So you need to put so many. The technicalities are way higher in a Comfyui as compared to GenVR workflow. GenVR workflow is very simple. It's basically it's meant for early users and people who are starting the workflow designer, and it does all the things that a Comfyui workflows does for you, right? You don't have to get into all the headaches that people get while using Comfyui, right? So the worst part is the bugs that you get, right? So GenVR's workflow has a reputation of working very smoothly. It doesn't give any bugs, right? And it basically supports all the models that you can think of. And in the next video, we'll cover how to add your LoRa models to GenVR's workflows, how to use, how to publish something on GenVR workflows, explore website, explore workflows page. These things we are going to cover, and we will be covering how to save your workflows, load your workflows, and some of the stuff, advanced features that are there, right? So thank you very much.